I'm Mishka and welcome back to my channel. In today's episode, we are going to be doing moment 8 of step 1. But before we get into it, if you find this video entertaining in any way possible, then please hit that subscribe button and share with your friends so then they can find my vegan channel just like you have right now. So yeah, I hope you enjoy and let's get into it. Barbecue. Okay. You had been brought along to the big park today, which did an excellent job of living up to its title. The park near our house with its lonely playground equipment wasn't even a quarter of the size of the expansive grass and trees that lay before you now. Ew, I'm sorry about that. As it was in the next town over and too far for you to walk to by yourself, you didn't get to visit much, so you soaked up the environment. Another difference between this park and the one in your neighborhood was that this one had visitors other than you, Lizzie, Shiloh, and Cove. Today it was the busiest you'd ever seen it thanks to a community get-together luring people in from all over to the local area with the promise of barbecue and fireworks. Your family and Coves were just two of many, which seemed like dozens of cars were parked up already when you had arrived. You saw Cove hesitate as he took in the growing gaggle of strangers. By your mommy, Lizzie bounced on the balls of her feet, barely containing her excitement. Even if it was bigger, the park... Oh wait. This park wasn't special to live back home. That was the best park in the world. Mommy had told you that the people running the community event were charging for it, but she wanted to get them something in return, which is why you'd not been allowed to touch the beautifully iced cake she had carried on her lap during the drive over. It was a special treat for them. Every time the car made a turn, she clutched the box tight enough for her muscles to strain, much to everyone's amusement. Mr. Holden's contribution to the party, a huge pack of juice boxes, was tucked under his arm after being retrieved from the stranger's trunk. You bet there had been no such dramatics around that cargo getting here in one piece, but the boxes did lack the beautiful shimmer of Mommy's treasured cupcakes.
Okie dokie.
Everyone all set? Should be. Cove, did you put on sunscreen on? Oh god. Did you put sunscreen on before we left? Yeah, I always do. You don't have to tell me. Mr. Holden deflated his attempt at caring for his son rebuffed, but he triumphed with a smile. Good kid. I don't want you getting burned or dehydrated either. It'll be a busy day. Wow. Don't think there's going to be any risk of that second part. Mom nodded at the tables ahead, laden with all kinds of food and drink. She was right. There was plenty to go around. The parents headed over with you, Lizzie, and Cove trailing after them. A bunch of grown-ups were clustered around there chatting, but you were more intrigued by what was on the tables. Some of it was familiar: chilled meat, sliced vegetables, big bags of chips, but there was a lot you didn't recognize. Your moms had said that you weren't to touch the food until they said it was time to eat. You didn't seem the hard to take just a little. If you could nab at something and pop it in your mouth without anyone noticing, no one could be upset. You chose to grab a potato chip. You put the whole thing in your mouth and chewed as, oh god, I don't know that word, surreptitiously as you could manage. Cove definitely caught what you were up to. Luckily he seemed it was only funny and only smirked quietly. You saw that Mommy, Mr. Holden, had deposited the food and drink they'd brought. Mommy gave the cupcakes one final worried look before turning you with a smile. Since that topic's at hand, how about we freshen up with something to drink? Yeah! That'd be great. Along with the ones out, there was a giant ice cooler on the ground, stuffed full of cans of soda, boxes of juice and milk, as well as bottles of water. Your drink was juice. You slurped the sweet juice through the straw until all too soon you were only sucking up air. Your little group took a break while everyone quenched their thirst. Mr. Holden smacked his lips, pantomimic enjoyment. I don't even know what that word is. That hit the spot, but you kids should go have fun. You can take your stuff with you and join the other kids playing games. Just don't go too far from the tables. We'll be keeping an eye out, so don't even think about sneaking off. We're not going to the other parts of the park today. Lizzie huffed at their comments. They did sound directed at her, but she scanned the surroundings, nodding her head towards a group of kids like a general directing their battle line as she pointed the way. Come on, let's go over there. Cove's mask was turned as he looked from the parents and the other adults to the new kids, clearly not favoring either option. But ultimately, he hunched his shoulders and tagged along after Lizzie. You went to play with the other kids too. You followed after Lizzie and Cove, who were waiting for you on the outskirts of the group's of parents. Hurry up! He picked up the pace, moving into a jog, but when Lizzie pelted away at full speed, you and Cove had no choice but to break out into a run. The other kids were far out in the field. Still, at your speed, it wasn't long until you'd reached them. As you approached, they turned around and greeted the newcomers. Hi, I'm Lizzie. That's my little sister Mina. The one with the cast is Cove. Hi. Cove simply lifted a hand in greeting. There was a chorus of hellos and names from the other kids. One of the kids looked to be about Lizzie's age or older. A couple seemed to be the same age as you and Cove. What? Are we like 8 years old? And there's a couple? Okay. Y'all are too young. And there was one tiny little thing with his arms folded over his chest. What are you up to? The first kid, a boy with curly black hair, oh my god, and neon green sneakers, who had introduced himself as Hayden, shrugged as he looked to the others. Not much. The second kid, to pipe up Lisa, had half her face obscured behind the huge glasses she wore. We haven't decided yet. She glanced swiftly over her shoulder. Following her gaze, you saw the spray of water first and heard the shriek as someone got splashed in the face before you spotted the person shooting him. Some people are playing with water guns, but there aren't any left. The smallest kid, Noah, grumbled at that. You guessed that was why he was sulking. Spencer, who hadn't said much, patted his shoulder. So that's out. A new kid raced over with a glint in her eyes and her braids streaming behind her. You spotted the plastic orange pistol in her hand, too late when the trigger had already been pressed. Ack. Rude. Hey! Lizzie, who had been caught first, was fuming. Cove wiped the water from his face. You rubbed at your ear, trying to dislodge the water that had pooled in there. You laughed like it's funny. It was pretty funny, and you were unhurt by the water trickling down your neck. The girl simply darted off to find more victims, unaffected by your reaction. She doesn't mean anything by it. Lizzie tutted, flicking her hair out of her face. The girl not meaning anything by it didn't change the fact that she'd been sprayed. Cove looked similarly unimpressed. Lisa's face lit up as she had an idea. Hey, we should catch her. She won't be able to spray people if she's running away from everyone. Yeah! Cove nodded as the other kids murmured their interest or lack of it in the game. Let's do it! Like, why not? You joined the group of kids and tearing off after the girl with the pistol. Spotting you all after her shoulder, she laughed and shot her pistol in the air. Only a couple of drops squeezed out. She swerved, causing discord within your team as someone stood on your foot and you collided with Cove's shoulder. Sorry. Cove shot you a smile that gave you a feeling of camaraderie. I don't know. It's okay. You were closing in on the girl, but you weren't alone. Lizzie's face was set in intent, and the two older kids were hot on her heels too. You outran them easily. You rushed right to the head of the pack. You were close, and then you tackled her to the ground. You did it! The girl who had been caught giggled as she got to her feet, brushing strands of grass from her knees. Smiling Cove came to stop at your side. Lizzie whipped with delight, clapping her hands. The boy with bright sneakers grinned. You're it now. Catch us if you can. Yeah! I'll do it. You won't get away from me. With that, you all dispersed, squealing and laughing as you tried to evade capture. The sour mood from earlier had evaporated entirely, replaced by a light and playful atmosphere. Several rounds later, when most of the kids had taken at least one turn as it, the scent of smoke wafted up to your nose. Caught by surprise, you looked up and found that the brilliant blue of the sky had turned orange as the sun sunk down on the horizon. With all the excitement, you lost track of time completely. Looking over, you saw people standing over the girls and poking them to life. It was nearly time to eat. We should get over there. I'm so hungry. Our parents are at different spots. Yeah. Bye, it was cool playing. Yep, bye. Bye. You waved goodbye to the other group of kids before hurrying over to your parents at 𝐍𝐸𝐸𝐿. A tickle unfurled in your throat, growing more persistent as you came closer to the source of the smoke. As the three of you approached the table, your parents, spotted you and came to join you halfway. You tried to greet them, but another cough obstructed your words. Ooh, that's quite a cough. Are you alright, sweetie? No. Oh, baby, I'm sorry. The smoke will be gone soon. No one needs to go to the girls if they don't want to. Just let me know what you need. There was no response from the other two kids here. Please, can you get it for me? Of course!
So?
The main thing being served is kebabs. You can have whatever you like on it. There's different meats and veggies.
Well?
What would you like on yours? Mama's right, there's plenty of options. Definitely chicken. Shrimp, no. Beef, pork. Onions, no. I don't like any of these. I'll do chicken and potatoes. Sounds good to me. The veggies will be good for you. Order given, you waited for your food to be ready. Lizzie headed towards you, having issued her own request. Hi again. I heard what you ordered. I'm getting a chicken kebab with all 3 different colors of peppers. That's good. Noticing that Cove approached, she turned to him. What are you having?
Why?
Why does it matter? I don't know. I was just asking. I'm getting beef and shrimp with all the vegetables except onions. Lizzie hummed while evaluating his response. That's okay, I guess, but chicken is definitely the better one. They can eat all the chicken. I'm going to. This is a stupid argument. Yeah, it is. It is an argument. We already finished. Lizzie peered over to the girls where the kebabs were being handed out. A growing assortment of kebabs collected in your parents' hands. They're coming over. Don't get jealous of mine when you realize you made the wrong choice, Cove. I didn't make the wrong choice. Same to you, Lizzie. She simply stuck her tongue out in retort. The person serving gave your mommy one final kebab. Kebab. Then your parents moved over to rejoin you. Between them, they were carrying 6 kebabs, one for each of you, including Cove and Mr. Holden. We've got the goods. Cove's daddy is looking for a place we can sit. In the meantime, they began passing out the kebabs to their rightful owners. Lizzie smiled smugly as she received hers. These are pretty big. Be careful not to drop it. Try not to poke yourselves with the ends either. They're sharper than you think. Hearing that, you tentatively pushed the tip of the skewer against your finger. It felt like the point of a newly sharpened pencil. Though it didn't hurt your hand, you wouldn't want it scraping the roof of your mouth or jabbing your tongue. Mommy clipped her tongue. It would have been nice if the options were were a little easier to manage and less messy to eat, especially for smaller kids. There aren't even plates for everyone, so we could set down the food for a second.
True.
That's the gift for the price of free, but we can hack it, right? Lizzie nodded her head vigorously, clutching her kebab like a trophy. Your parents led you back to the tables. It was immediately evident why Mr. Holden had been sent to scout one out. The benches had clearly filled as people got their food. Mr. Holden was standing over a corner section near the edges of his sitting area. He beckoned your group over to join him. You clambered onto the bench, taking care not to let your kebab slip from your fingers. Cove took a seat next to you. Lizzie took the other side. Your mom passed the final unclaimed kebab to Mr. Holden.
Thank you.
Thanks, this looked delicious. Thank you for getting us a space out here. Everyone tucked into their food. You gobbled it up eagerly, only partially obstructed by the awkwardness of eating from a skewer. Running around with the other kids had helped you to work up an appetite. Mr. Holden, what do you do? Well, I do a lot of things. Do you play golf? Only if you count mini golf. One look at Lizzie's stricken face confirmed that she did not. She could enjoy the occasional round in a mini golf place, especially if she had an audience to impress, but your sister took her passion very seriously. Even then, it's been years since I gave it a shot. Cove groaned at the feedable pun. Mom chuckled. You weren't sure if she was responding to the joke, Cove's annoyance, or Lizzie's offense.
Don't worry about it.
Just as well, she'd be dragging you to the green every week. That's because I've got dedication. You need a good drive or two to get far. Mr. Holden nodded, clicking his tongue in appreciation. Cove looked from his father to your sister, lost in the conversation. Outclassed in golf and wit. I don't get it. A drive is a type of golf shot. You should give real golf a try. Maybe I'll even teach you some tricks. Don't try to change my dad to be more like you. Lizzie gave Cove a dirty look at the accusation. Mommy felt the need to move the topic ahead before it got heated.
Nice.
That's really sweet of you, but I'm sure Mr. Holden is busy. He might not have time for another hobby. Yeah, I don't think I'm made for that. Still, the offer is appreciated.
Why?
Then tell me something you really do already. You just go away every day. I like scuba diving, though with the business, there's more work than play these days. Surfing and reading, snorkeling. Those are things that Cove likes. Mr. Holden exaggeratedly puffed out his chest. What can I say? My boy's got good taste. He takes after his dad in that way. Sure. The sun had been setting when you got your food, and by the time you'd finished, night had truly fallen. Your sticky fingers were the only remaining evidence of your meal. The kebab had been a great combination, more than the sum of its parts. The seasoning and freedom to choose every ingredient yourself was what made it something to remember. Rising from the table, Mommy held up her water bottle. Okay, now that the food is gone, you've got to wash your hands.
Okay.
Mina and Lizzie, please hold them out. Lizzie compiled, coming over and cupping her hands together in front of her. Mommy splashed some water over her fingers, and Lizzie rubbed them together, working off any residue. Here. Mom passed a paper towel from her purse, and Lizzie used it to dry off her hands. Your turn, Mina. I don't need to. Mina, you can't go around with food covering you. You feeling the weight of both of your mom's eyes on you, reluctantly held out your hands and washed them. Nearby, Cove had taken his own course of action, wiping his hands on his pants and leaving a stain where his fingers had been. Mr. Holden shook his head.
Come on.
Let's clean that off, pal. He scrubbed at the fabric with a scrunched up napkin. Dad, it's not that bad. When everyone was cleaned up, or as clean as they could be with the limited faculties, Mom spoke up.
Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go make one last check at the coolers and restock on drinks before the fireworks show. No time, we have to get a good spot. Everywhere's gonna be taken. How about I go ahead to save space again? You can meet up with me in the field after getting drinks. And I'm going Cove's dad. I'll find the perfect place.
Okay.
Sure thing, I could use an extra pair of eyes. Mommy shook her head ruefully at Lizzie's even more enthusiastic than usual attitude.
That's fine.
Alright, me, Cliff, and Lizzie can go find a place to sit. Pam, Cove, and Mina, do you want to go get the drinks? Okay. Okay, I'll get all the stuff we need. Sure, if it was Cove, why not? As Mommy, Lizzie, and Mr. Holden headed off into the wide open field where the fireworks were being set up, you joined Cove and Mom in returning to the cooler where you'd pick up drinks earlier. Even as you approached, you suspected that you wouldn't find much in it. Where it had originally been stocked to the brim, it was now half empty. The ice, which had cushioned the drinks and kept them cool, was largely melted, with only a handful of pieces floating like tiny icebergs. Slim pickings. The drinks that had remained looked to be bottles of plain water, but you caught a glimpse of something more colorful in amongst them. Mom rummaged around in the cooler, excavating a couple of juice boxes from the bottom in the process. Aha! Mina, Cove, you can take one of those if you want. The perks of helping. Let's just take a juice box to share and a water bottle for ourselves. Cove hesitated but decided to take a juice box for himself. When you were each loaded up with your chosen drink, plus an extra bottle or two for someone else in the group, Mom's phone started to ring. She jerked the water bottles over into the crook of her arm and looked at the caller. It's Mommy, hold tight while I get this.
How are you?
Hey hon, how's it going? Did you find a perfect spot already? She nodded along to the call, punctuated by ahas as Mommy gave her directions. Catching her eye, she gestured towards the grassy area. We've got a place. Come on, we better hurry before the show starts. You and Cove jogged after your mom, who led you through the field and the separate groups of people assembled there. Back to the rest of your families.
Hello.
Hello, over here, and we come bearing drinks, though there wasn't much left. The three of you handed over the spare drinks. You held up the extra juice box. I brought this for someone.
How sweet.
You're so thoughtful, Mina. Despite Mommy replying pretty expectantly, there was just one person who made a claim to the sweet drink. Can I have it? Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, I love you, Mina. Love you too, Lizzie. You two are a real pair. Once everyone had been equipped with a drink for the big event, you sat on the grass because Cove and waited for the magic to begin. Hopefully this is over soon because I'm tired of talking. Most people in the park had taken a seat now, with a few stragglers silhouetted back at the tables in the distance. A few rambunctious kids were still dashing about, but their number was steadily decreasing as their parents called them over and restored order. Someone bearing a cardboard box waved between the groups, pausing every so often. You nudged Cove and pointed. What are they doing? It looks like they're handing something out. I can't make out what it is. I hope it's not drinks. Mommy chuckled, but Cove and Lizzie and Cove are now watching the bestower of mystery goods keenly. Are they gonna come to us too? Mom softly put her hands on top of your sister's shoulders, as if she feared Lizzie might bolt over to the stranger. Lizzie didn't even glance at her, eyes locked on the potential prize. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I could care less, honestly. There was no point getting excited over something that might not happen. There were other things going on. You toyed with the grass between your fingers and waited for the show to start. Then the boxman made his way to your group. Evening, I'm handing out dessert. Any takers? There's dessert? Oh yeah, I want some dessert. Lizzie squealed, hopping up off the ground. The man chuckled. Oh my god, those look so good. We're getting chocolate. I'm gonna take that as a yes. Ice cream's on the menu, vanilla flavored with a twist of either chocolate or strawberry syrup.
Nice.
Nice, none for me though, thanks. Same, but the offer is appreciated. I want chocolate. Can I have strawberry? And a strawberry for me too, please. Now you were gonna have to make a decision, chocolate or strawberry. I want chocolate. Reaching into the box, the man brought out the requested ice creams and tossed them out. It came packaged in a little plastic cup, complete with a wooden spoon stuck to the paper lid. The condensation wet your fingers in a pleasant way. Thank you. Kids, are you gonna thank the nice man too? There was a chorus of thanks. He cordially nodded and walked off to another group. The man couldn't spend much time with each group, considering how many he had to get to. You peeled back the tab that covered the ice cream and got right into your unexpected treat. It tasted amazing. Lizzie was definitely enjoying hers. Cove was too. You Couldn't help thinking how about how Cove had strawberry while you had chocolate. Wait, what? Oh! Can I try yours? He looked around awkwardly. What? I want to try the strawberry one. He smashed his lips together tightly but nodded and scooped out a chunk of ice cream before holding it out to you. You took it gladly. Aw, and it was gone in one bite. That's sweet. Thanks, you can try mine too. Oh, okay. You caught a bit of the ice cream, making sure to hit the chocolate swirl that distinguished it from Cove's, and held it out for him. He nibbled at it.
Oh.
Mommy was gazing at the two of you. Her mouth was an open smile as if she was about to say something else, but Mom tugged on her collar. Don't embarrass them. Hey, if you're sharing, I'll take some too. You don't need it. You both have the same flavor. So what? No, sorry. Lizzie stuck her tongue out at the both of you and turned her attention back to her own cup of ice cream. That was funny. Lizzie munched away happily, but it ultimately didn't succeed in monopolizing her attention. I'm sorry, I don't know any of these words. Eyes wide, she looked at her mommy and pulled on her pants.
Please.
I didn't get strawberry. Can I have some of yours, please?
Of course.
Of course, sweetie. Lizzie cooed with excitement as Mommy presented her with a dollop of ice cream and syrup mixture. Licking her lips, Lizzie lapped it up. Mommy, come on now. Lizzie has all the ice cream she needs. She simply laughed and pitched Lizzie's cheek, then dug her spoon in again and held it out to you. I just can't resist. Mania, would you like some of mine too? She got a whole cup of ice cream to eat already and had a bite of Cove's. I think that's plenty. But that's not the same as getting a little extra from your mommy. I'm good, thank you. See, Mina knows how it is. It doesn't hurt to ask. Cove watched the exchange slightly with a blank expression. Mom, on the other hand, shook her head, a fond smile on her face. Well, you better at least give me some too. You could have gotten your own if you wanted ice cream.
What?
What? The kids have ice cream already and they're getting some of yours to boot and I'm nothing. Now is when you decide to be firm. Laughing, Mommy fed some ice cream to your sulking mom. She could never actually follow through with being tough. There, all better now? Yes. Good, how about you, Cliff? Would you like some? No, I'm still okay, but thanks for keeping me in mind. Cove, it's only fair that you get the choice too. Cove shook his head firmly, concentrating on his own cup. Mommy smiled. Okay, as long as no one is feeling left out. Mommy was always so nice to everyone. Oh wow, look at that! It's so pretty. Then the first firework cut through the sky, whistling as it ascended until it hit its crescendo with an explosion. The park flashed as if alight. Squealing, Lizzie slept to her feet, her forgotten ice cream tumbling to the ground as the firework crackled into tiny drops of glitter in the sky. It's starting! Everyone else looked up to the sky as another firework whizzed through the air. With each explosion, Lizzie would jump into the air. Oh my god. Lizzie would jump into the air! I feel like we're... Okay. We shrunk back because I'm kind of scared of fireworks, not gonna lie. Spotting your discomfort, Mom came to sit behind you. She wrapped her arms around you from behind. Her warmth a comforting presence. Soothed you quietly. Okay. No. The noise and the sights were overwhelming. You craved the safety of your bed and its covers, but for now you would get by this way. Mom cradled your head in her hands, cocooning you from the ruckus. The discomfort began to ebb away after the first few minutes of the show. As your racing heartbeat returned to normal, you took comfort in being cared for. Cove shuffled close, his worried eyes lingering on you before darting guiltily away when you met his gaze. Mommy's gaze was on you, then your parents made eye contact. Mom gestured with her hand to silently say things were fine. There. Oh my god, I'm so tired of talking. Mommy smiled, then hopped to her feet, enjoyed Lizzie and jumping up in tandem with every crack of a firework. They had a little party together. Mr. Holden watched the scene watched the fireworks scene impassively. He did smile at you and even gave a thumbs up when he noticed you looking over. The fireworks continued, but you were not taking in the sights. The show eventually built up to a grand finale that boomed over the park. You let out a deep breath, proud of yourself for having made it to the end. Though the experience hadn't endured due to the fireworks, you at least felt good that you weren't alone. Lizzie and Mommy gave a final whoop of delight before coming to join you and Mom, embracing you both in a giant family hug. Cope shyly looked on, relieved by the smile that now brightened relieved by the smile that now brightened your face. Aw, that's sweet. His dad took the opportunity to ruffle his hair. Cope shook it off with a grimace of resignation rather than irritation. Though the sun had gone down long ago, the air on your bare arms was warm. You took in your giddy family, their spirits buoyed by the fireworks display, then your new friend and his father, who looked happy in their own quieter way, and smiled. This had been a pretty special night. Okay, everyone. That is it for this episode. I'm gonna end it here because I'm tired of talking and my voice is hurting. So, yeah. I hope you enjoyed. But lastly, you're a gem, and I thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Bye!